You got Mel Matt here with Steve Hughes.
Hello.
What's going on?
Well, we're here in Rockdale, tracking drums apparently. Giving it a go.
Here we go. You're playing on 2 tracks on the album, Steve. You're playing on Ice House's Great Southern Lands and Don't Change by Excess.
Yeah.
How'd you get approached for the album?
How'd I get approached?
Yeah.
Oh, that bastard over there.
Yeah.
Holding the camera. Yeah. Leif, by the way, has approached me via the internet. I live in England. It's a little difficult for a mini cab to Manchester from Rockdale. It's hard to get a train from Central to Rockdale, really.
Yeah. So you've known Leif for a while, obviously.
Too long.
Too long?
Too long. Which means we're old cunts.
Yeah, indeed.
Smoking Rosemary.
Yeah.
Good on Rosemary.
She's a right slut.
The tracks themselves, Great Southern Land and Don't Change, have they made an impact at all on your life at all?
Yes, they have. Don't Change is a brilliant song. In excess of all the songs, that was my favourite, always.
Yeah.
It's very rock, very full on. So, yeah. That's a great song, and Great Southern Land. Well, Ice House is a great sounding band. In fact, I got the first album, Flowers, when they were called the album Ice House. And the band was called Flowers, which is a killer record, and I still practice drums too. And Great Southern Land, well, that's epic, isn't it? It's fuck. Yeah, he's killer. So let's hope we can do his song justice. Oh, Ivor. I wonder if he's got German parents.
Ivor, that is. Some bands that you played in the past there, Steve. I guess Slaughterlord in particular. Australia's first prime metal band.
Well, thrash death metal band, I guess. Not so much metal band.
More thrash death.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. Let's talk about your time there in Slaughterlord itself. You were in there for how long?
Well, in a sense, not really that long in a way. Slaughterlord developed out of bands from like early 80s, sort of 4. Paul Murphy and stuff. We went on to make Starlet and Mask. And we used to do Man of War covers in the Blue Mountains.
Oh, cool.
There you go. We did a Tokyo Blade cover. We must have been the only people in Australia that even had a Tokyo Blade record, let alone have done a cover.
How'd you meet Mick Burke, man?
We went to school so we could go camping. So I used to go camping, then Mick said, do you go camping? I went, yeah. He went, can I come? And I went, yep. And that was pretty fortunate. We were smoking weed in the bush and listening to Merciful Fate.
And when did you start playing together, like fucking jamming and shit?
Oh, 82, I guess.
What bands did you grow up listening to when you were younger there, Steve?
Well, my first vinyl was U2, October. My first cassette was Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf. And then my first metal band, like most people in the world, was Number of the Beast. We were born in the 60s, and in the age group of that, obviously got impacted by Number of the Beast, which became the centralised global metal album for the beginning of thrash, and then Kill 'Em All, and Screaming for Vengeance was pretty impactful. And Balls to the Wall and Restless and Wild, probably. Balls to the Wall around that time. Dio.
Fuck yeah,
Blackout, and Motley Crue.
My fave.
Of course, underground stuff, Witchfinder General, and when Metal Massacres used to be around, and then
I love those
and then,
albums.
of course, Kill 'Em All turned up and destroyed everything, and with Fistful of Metal, and Show No Mercy. Exodus, of course, and then Creative and Destruction of Sodom, and then it was all downhill from there, really, wasn't it? It was all the beginning of the fucking destruction, and then, and of course, Man of War, killer, and then, basically, the idea is to create the ultimate fucking heaviest band in the world, and to get Australia known in the underground, really, in the international underground.
That's correct.
Because I think Slaughterlord and Hobbs Angel of Death were the two bands that did that.
Yeah, Hobbs.
Mortal Sin did it on a bigger scale internationally, but if they never Morrison is the one band that is known throughout the world as the Australian thrash metal band, and rightly so, it's the biggest one. Slaughterlord and Hobbs Angel and Death are the first two bands to get Australia known on the underground through tape trading, because Morrison can tape trade.
No, they did the demo, and the demo was the album, that's it.
And they just did the
hammock.
They didn't write to sort of Slayer mag. And, So those two bands, I think, got the underground known more. So they're big on that cult level, of course, because Hobbs Angel Death had an album, so he's still more known than Slaughterlord, really. And then
yeah, so you never got any reviews and stuff like that for your demo really back then because of
tons of reviews, but all in fanzines.
Yeah.
I played Morrison, but that wasn't my band. That's the only band I've ever been in that I didn't make. So,
any new bands at the moment? Any bands that you're digging?
Here?
Yeah, or any new bands that might be out at the moment?
What do I listen to that's new? There is new stuff around. I don't like it when people get. There's no good bands anymore. Well, there is. Yeah, I know. Oh yeah, to find them. There's just more shit. So if you have discernible taste, then you're all right, as I do. See, some people simply have bad taste. Well, it's just a matter of taste, Steve. I know you have bad taste. So I have good taste, not in all things. I mean, I'm friends with Blake.
Oh, yeah, that's a worry.
Exactly.
That's a major worry. All good. What made you want to get into comedy, Steve?
Well, I had to get off the dole.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get a job, am I?
You're the only bloke I've met who can save money on a dole. Steve Hughes saved money and bought a fucking car with dole money.
I had to fucking sell pot.
Oh, that's right.
yeah. Did drum lessons.
Yeah.
Can't just save money on the dole. That's it. No. So, I just was funny, I guess. So then I thought, how can I not get a job, still be on stage, and not have to deal with band members having opinions that weren't mine? I'm obviously a cunt being a band member, as I've ended up a comedian. So, I used to, I'm a complete cunt. But, bands are not democracies, and you're trying to make them democracies. It's difficult. Well, art is not democracy. Bands need to be democracies in a way, which is wherein lies the frustration. There's sort of marriages. Basically, you're married to 3 other blokes who aren't fucking you. Unlike a marriage.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Not that I've been married, but obviously I can project into the future, which is made by decisions discernible towards the realm of marriage. What who's going to be married? We're all dysfunctional. Yeah. You don't get into extreme music because you're fucking. Everything's going great. Everything's great. I'm a normal guy. I'm socially interacting with the mainstream. I've got a job. I go and see my parents, and I'm into dark space. No, that doesn't happen. I don't like good guy metal bands. They're boring. They're the fans of those metal fans like Iced Earth, Blind Guardian, and they and see their parents for Christmas, whereas people who are whereas people who like Morbid Angel at a highly esteemed level are not normal. Even though I'm not saying that Morbid Angel are negative, I'm just saying that they're not fucking normal. When you get into them, you have to be a bit twisted. Because of twisted music made by a twisted guy.
So this is Execution is a perfect example of that.
You know what I mean?
They're a mental band.
Tell me you're normal if Sadistic Execution is your favourite band.
Yeah, exactly, man.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's not.
Any advice that you give out to kids out there?
Yeah, don't watch TV. It's all fucked now. Believe in God. They're trying to tell you that he doesn't exist, and even though you think Christians are dumb and they wear cardigans, they're not as bad as you think in the realm of science. It will eventually take your DNA and say that you can't have kids because you're sort of, like fascism. It'll start to go inside your body.
Kind of New World Order.
And You'll create little androgynous weirdos, and I'll tell you that God doesn't exist so that you'll actually live in a mechanized, satanic sort of psychological ideology, and therefore that will create nihilism, which you won't have any sort of outside idea to access your inner dimensions, and because you're a spiritual creature of multi-dimensional realities which exists in an unfathomable universe, and eventually, if you contract yourself into a mechanized world which is ultimately satanic, because it's earthbound, which is why atheists are ultimately Satanists, but don't know it, and they run around thinking they're the most evolved, and they're the most stupid. And so eventually, yeah, you should believe in God, in the sense of, have him be whatever you want in your own head, but then there doesn't have to be a bloke on a cloud and Jesus, and you don't have to eat bread and go to church and wear cardigans.
You said that.
You better believe in deep spiritual realms, and don't think that science will fix everything. It won't. It's not wrong, science, but if you don't marry it with the understanding of the universe, which is unfathomable, then you'll end up in nihilism, and you'll end up misanthropic, and you'll probably get into fucking some kind of sordid behaviour where you think a new world order and a sort of corporate police state is normal and acceptable behaviour for the maintaining of the status quo of society.
I can listen to this week later. Yeah, that's fucking brilliant.
That's it. That's right.
So remember, kids? And remember that chocolate bars used to be bigger in the 80s.
So did Big Macs.
But they're more expensive now.
That's very good.
That's called capitalism, and that's basically satanic and earthbound as well. It creates a mechanised structure for you. In fact, that's why you're a consumer now, not a customer. Because they're trained and trying to chain you into a psychological transformation of power, where now you're like cancer. That's why you're a consumer, like a caterpillar on a leaf. Where you used to be a customer, where you required service, but now because you're a consumer, well, that means you need the host to survive, and the host being the corporate entity, and therefore they've changed the psychological dynamic now, which is why they make things that don't last and sell them to you, which break in about 2 weeks, so they can create more money, because that's the synchronized system they're creating. They've even transformed the psychology over the power to them, but at the same time they're telling you to save the earth from pollution while they make things that break in 2 weeks. So understand that they're lying. The universe is not broken, because really, if the earth doesn't like us that much, it'll make a 300-mile high wave and go, have you ever seen this?
Yeah.
Watch this. And you'll go, well, we built a fence, and it will go, really? And then nature and God will create art like no artist has ever been able to do on earth, because no artist can ever get 4,000 hatchbacks at once and swirl them around in water and then put them into a weird dynamic over there. Look at that. Look at that. I just moved 4,000 cars at once. Try doing that, you arty cunt.
Would you ever...
Even science hasn't sussed that out.
Do you think you ever play in a band again, dude?
Me?
Yeah.
I'd like to, if I lived in Australia for a period of time, because I've made the Eternum album, which is a solo album, 4 Steve Hughes, which is a band I always wanted. I used to say I wished I was in a band with 4 of me, and now I am. Maybe we can tour the world and be fucking rock stars, because
I'd fucking love to. I'm sick of...
But it would be a challenge again, because I would play guitar and sing and not do drums, so that would be another challenge in the sense of... And it would be a challenge for me to learn how to direct a band, in the sense of, really, unless the guys in the band created something I really liked, I would be completely in charge of it. I'm too old for... Well, I don't care what you like. If you don't want to play, I like Australia. If you don't like it, leave! By the way, if you think that is a sort of an intellectual ideology to live by, that sticker that some of you fucking retards put on the back of your cars, you don't like it, leave. That's a very childish way to think. People are simply discussing perhaps the negative things that are going on within your country, and you burst forth to attack them with some kind of base, raw, fucking primitive patriotism, which is grounded in no cultural internalised world anyway. So really, come on. Get that dumb sticker off your car and grow up, you cunt.
Any cool...
I laugh at my own jokes too. That's a bit of a problem, I mean.
All of a sudden you're own laughter. first went overseas and toured with like Mortis in. It's the first time with the thrash band never went overseas and fucking toured with Testament and Faith No More and, you know, pretty much made it. Do you have any awesome, like, times that stick out when you were signing out?
You know, the whole thing was pretty awesome, really, in a sense, wasn't it? I mean, especially when you get out of Australia because of the isolation. So it's, because, you know, it's always, you know, it's isolated here, isn't it? So when you finally move into the world, it's like, oh, thank God, at last. Kerrang! Magazine come to life. You don't just have to look at an ad and see that the Scorpions and Judas Priest and Black Sabbath are playing this weekend, one gig in London, and you're in Australia and they're never going to come here.
Oh, you bastard.
Well, you know.
No, I know. No, why you
save your doll money, you can go.
Food for thought. Constructed or something, yeah.
Yeah. That'd be a fuckwit on the dole.
Yeah, sit and smoke bongs.
Just smoke bongs and watch daytime TV.
Fuck that, eh?
Think that the world owes you something of that level. But go on the dole and, you know,
do your art. Dreams
and visions, and then understand that one day you'll be able to put something back for the dole money. Because your grandfather paid heaps of tax, and he can have a bit of dole. Have a bit of dole. But, you know, just don't be a fucking retard. Get off your ass. Yeah. I haven't even got an ass and I got off mine.
You like for the making of the RIFF album?
This is the making of the RIFF album. I hope that's informed you in some kind of a funny way towards some kind of enjoyment of this crazy scheme we've all decided to embark upon as we get together with about 30 blokes who have probably only met rarely, once in a while, occasionally pissed. Ships in the night, Eddie, ships in the night, and now Leif has got off his ass and decided to try and pull this bastard together, which is a good thing. This is Australia. We like to freak out and tell anyone who does anything they're a bit. In fact, you think you are, mate? Well, I'm some cunt that saves me dole money and wants to go to Europe. So, yeah. Hopefully, this will be entertaining for you if you're watching this. And, you know, if you don't like it, you can fucking leave.